Berkshire.com Haskell Invitational Seminar. I'm Frank Mirahmadi, joined by TVG's Tom Cassidy, and in between us is Mr. Doug O'Neill, two-time Kentucky Derby winning trainer. That's a beautiful title to have. Doug, welcome.
Thank you, Frank. Thanks for having me.
Tommy, we were all very excited, obviously, to have Nyquist, who has been installed as the 6-5 morning line favorite for the Betfair.com Haskell Invitational. This will be run on Sunday, of course, and what a treat to have the big horse, Tommy.
Certainly is. There's no doubt about it, and that's what's going to draw the crowd out here to Monmouth Park, and to see you as well, of course, and be able to talk with you and chat with you. But let's get right down to business. And first question, and kind of mirroring what you were talking about yesterday, post one. What were your thoughts when you heard that?
Well, you know, it wasn't the greatest post, you know, but it's a 6-horse field. We got a horse that likes to follow the doors well, so he breaks and puts himself in a good position. But unlike in the Preakness, where I kind of handcuffed Mario and said, you got to win that first turn, we're still going to leave there with aggression, but we're going to let Mario kind of call an audible, do a little Peyton Manning if he has to.
Little Omaha.
Yes.
We have speed in this race, Doug. It's very well documented. We have American Freedom, who's a very fast horse. We also have Gunrunner, who's on the improve. You're very familiar with Gunrunner, two of the horses. We have Awesome Sleuth stretching out in this race. And then we have your old friend Exaggerator. And, of course, Sunny Ridge, the New Jersey bred. When you look at a race on paper, in general, how much do you analyze the pace scenario early on?
Well, you do, but you know, with a horse like Nyquist, you feel like you're going to a game and you got LeBron James, you know, that you're leading. So I don't know, we're just so optimistic and so excited to see Nyquist get back to the races. Trying not to overanalyze how the pace is going to unfold, because none of us really do know. But you know, with Gunrunner and American Freedom, you got two unbelievable jockeys in Florent Giroux and Rafael Bejarano, and neither one of those guys are going to go on a suicide mission to the first turn. So, you know, I think from the rail, we're going to leave there running and just play it by ear.
Now, the work on the 24th was before the races at Del Mar around 1 o'clock Pacific time, and we showed the work on TVG, and Scott Hazelton was talking about the work, and he said one of the best works he's seen from Nyquist. What did you take away from that work? Did that work give you the thumbs up, we're going to Jersey?
It really did, you know, and I got to thank Del Mar Racetrack for letting us do that, because I think it's such a great little bonus. I think it's a mental workout for the horses to be working out in front of thousands of fans like that, and you know, and you're the only horse on the track, you and your workmate. So I love the way he settled. You know, they went like 25 and change, almost 26 the first quarter mile in their mile workout, and he was settling better than he ever has. So that to me tells me he's a more mature horse. And just so eager to, you know, since the Preakness, we've been very patient, but now we can feel the excitement of him running again.
We're at the Betfair.com Haskell Invitational Handicapping Seminar. Frank Mirahmadi, Tom Cassidy, Doug O'Neill, two-time Kentucky Derby winning trainer, sends out Nyquist for Jay Paul, and of course Zilla Redham. Mario Gutierrez will ride. This seminar has several different elements. In a bit, we'll be joined by Bart Barden, the United States Exchange Director for Betfair, as well as Dean Kepler. Many of you are familiar with Dean from his work online in handicapping these exchange races. Matt Bernier, the very popular man from Daily Racing Forum, will be with us as well. Doug, this is an obvious spot. After the Triple Crown, last year American Pharoah came through here. It's a storied history, the Haskell Invitational, and this year, of course, the Betfair.com Haskell Invitational. How early were you thinking of this race? And as Tommy alluded about that last work, something like that, it's not just going to be the one work that gets you into it, but how early did you plan this as part of your summer campaign, and then see that it's now coming to fruition?
Well, it was definitely on our dream race schedule, but, you know, after the Preakness, we just didn't circle any race coming up. And, you know, leading up to the Preakness, it seemed like we circled the calendar a lot, and we were kind of on a mission to try to make all those races going into the Derby and the Preakness. And fortunately, Nyquist was right along with us and came, you know, he showed up every race. But after the Preakness, we said, you know what, let's just take our time, let's get him 100% healthy, which we did, and then we even gave him an additional week after he was 100% healthy. And so we've really taken our time, and I would say, to answer your question, probably about 3 workouts ago, he kind of tipped his hat that he was ready to start competing again. And so at that point, we started thinking, what do we want to do with him? And Paul and Zilla were really leaning towards leaving him in California, even though it was against older horses, but not having to put him on a plane again. The Breeders' Cup Classic, which is our ultimate dream goal, is in California. But as we got closer, the prestige of the Haskell, the purse of the Haskell, you know, the dream of winning the 3-year-old of the year honors, you know, we knew we had to win a race like the Haskell to kind of put that on a resume and get there.
Talk about one quick thing, Tommy, is Exaggerator. I mean, you had the upper hand on him very clearly throughout the matchup, and then he turned the tables for one time. Do you feel that a rivalry has been established here, or do you still feel that the champ just maybe had a slight setback and that you were the superior horse?
Well, we respect the connections of Exaggerator and the horse a ton, and it's really cool to see horses with his style win grade ones, because generally, in most sports, speed kills. And Exaggerator, the way he lays back, and he can even lay a little closer and has that stretch run, you got to respect that. But that being said, we feel pretty optimistic come Sunday that you know, we're going to run a big race.
You can make the weather for the rest of the weekend. Is there anything that you would change? I know there's a chance of rain in the forecast. Win over fast track, of course, over a good track as well. Are you hoping for one or the other, or whatever comes your way, you're going to go after it?
Well, you know, I think a fast racetrack would be great, but there is rain scheduled, as you guys know, and I think a track like here plays a lot like the tracks in California play when it rains, so it's a nice, safe, tight, sloppy track. That's what we'll get, I think, if it does rain, and I think Nyquist will love it.
Tell us about his acclimation to the area over here. It's always important when you get into a new environment. Nyquist is a good traveler, but how has he taken to the Jersey Shore?
It's been great. Everyone here at Monmouth has been just rolled out the red carpet and made the travel super easy. And a good friend, Kelly Breen, I think he even moved one of his horses to another barn to open up a stall for Nyquist, so that was really cool of him. And he won 2 races today.
Exactly.
Yes.
You do the right thing happens.
I'm telling you. So, no, we got to thank Kelly and his whole crew. But he has settled great. Elias Nyquist's regular groom is here with him, and Johnny Garcia's exercise rider, and Leandro Mora, the main guy at the barn. So we got all the right guys here, and Nyquist is settled in, looks super.
I knew you were going to mention the team. There was no question, Tommy. He's a big team man, and Doug, the head coach.
That's for sure. Now, next couple nights, you're going to be sleeping like a baby. You're going to be playing this race through your head a million times. What do the next couple days look like for you?
I didn't know where you're going with that. You know, it is something that, you know, you do play races like this over in your head before they happen. And it's just so exciting to be 6-5, you know, in a race like the Haskell. It's really, you feel some pressure there because, you know, obviously the handicapper and the guy who did the lines, you know, the lines maker thinks you're going to win. So, but well, we're just going to enjoy. Actually, the crew and I are going to meet for dinner along the Jersey Shore and have a good, maybe have a beer or two, maybe 3, no, just 1 or 2, and just enjoy the scene out here, which is a beautiful scene.
Doug, you're just you're such a friendly guy, you know, and in the Preakness, you've taken all of the heat, so to speak, for being on the lead and being on the front end. It's almost like you're too nice in some of these circumstances to everybody around you and your team. Where did you get that whole team mentality? And tell us a little bit about your upbringing in sports, maybe, where this has come from.
Well, thanks for those kind words. And I think Paul Redham says it all the time. We win together, you know, as a team. We lose together as a team. So, but, you know, I was very blessed to grow up for the first 10 years of my life in the great state of Michigan. And had a great dad, Pat O'Neill, who's at the big racetrack in the sky now, looking down, smiling. Love the ponies. And my beautiful mom, Dixie, still lives in Arcadia, California. And I think just had parents that were really adamant about, you know, anything good that happens, share it, because it'll double the enjoyment. And you just got to respect others and just do whatever you can to work as a team, whatever you do.
Doug, you've been an outstanding ambassador for the sport. I know that you've been battle-tested because you went through the Triple Crown now twice, and the people just love to shove the microphones in front of you, but you've handled yourself with such immense class, and you've been great to Betfair and TVG in being available. I know that our media department here is extremely thankful. The fans are too, you know, brother, we're rooting for you, and may the best horse win on Sunday afternoon.
Thank you, Frank. And we all know that without the fans coming out, without you and me and Tom betting a few bucks, you know, it's really, it takes all of us to keep this great sport moving along. So anything I can do, any little thing I can do, I'm in.
All right. Tommy?
Thank you, Tommy. Thank you.
Doug, thank you very much. Doug O'Neill, ladies and gentlemen, trainer of Nyquist, who looks to get right back on top as the champ.